this is my first stream, everyone. So, let's see here. Alright, so I'm streaming Lord of the Rings Online, and they just released a new expansion out called Minas Morgul. So I'm starting that, and well, see, back, a little story. Got a new computer, and thought I'd mess around with the streams, see if I could stream something. So we'll see what happens. So I'm on Facebook right now, and I'm trying also to stream on YouTube. The multi-streaming site I'm using is saying it's sending data, so we'll see how that goes. And who knows, this might not even work, so I'll play a little bit and see what happens. Alright. So
we find ourselves in a curious position.
Yes. The shade of Isildur was bound to the land where he fell, much as was the shade of Ervidui in Foraquel. But here Isildur's shade was kept hidden from searching eyes by the arts of Golthava, the maiden of the Gladden. Her sorceries made him forget, but as they fell away, I believe his memories will return. He could tell us much of what befell him during the opening years of the Third Age, when he perished in the Gladden fields and the ring was lost. I and others of the wise have pieced together some of the story, but here we have an occasion to learn the true account, and I would not miss it. But this is not merely an academic interest, Florecita, as important as that may be. No, the shade of Isildur may shed some light on another matter that concerns us most directly. I trust you have not forgotten the Black Book of Mordor and the dread Gurzul who seeks it. I have not yet deciphered all of its pages, but my study did reveal frequent appearances of the name Megildur within its covers. Now, the records show an elf named Megildur served in the company of High King Gilgalad during the siege of Barad-dûr at the close of the Second Age. Can this be the same Megildur? I think it may be, and the shade of Isildur could help us learn of him. I propose we return to Tolsen to speak with Isildur, but not alone. No, let us bring some others who also fought at the siege, and who might help Isildur recover his memories. I speak of the two elf lords who have come to the Bjorning house at this most fortuitous time, Elrond and Glorfindel, both of Rivendell. Bring them word of my intent, and let us all meet on the Isle of Flowers in the Gladfields, where we will speak with the Shade. Okay, so here's what's going on. Let's see, I met the Shade of Isildur. Isildur is Aragorn's ancestor. Aragorn's the heir of Isildur. Isildur was the last king of Gondor. He was the one that cut Sauron's fingers in the great battle at the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring, if you remember that movie. And he took the ring. However, when he was going back home, he was attacked by orcs, and he lost the ring, and it fell in the swamp in the river, which was later found by Gollum's brother, Deagle, I think it was, Deagle, and then and Gollum saw Deagle had the ring, and he killed Deagle for the ring, and then because of the corruption of the ring, Smeagol, who was Gollum, turned into Gollum because of that. And then if you've seen the movie, read the books, you know that the ring got destroyed in Mount Doom. So this story here takes place after the ring perished. Okay, so this is going on. Mordor is now at a state where there's still orcs around. There are still people trying to vie for power after Sauron's destruction. And in the previous episodes of my character, we were in the Gladden fields, in the Bjorning, in the Bjorning area, okay, and we ran into Isildur's shade, his ghost, and so that's where this quest text is talking about here. And so now we're gonna go back, talk to him to get more information, and this is all gonna lead us into Minas Morgul. Okay, so we're gonna talk to Elrond outside the Bjorny house. Alright. And there he is.
I expected these words.
Alright. I expected these words, Florecita, for when I learned the Shade of Isildur remained bound to this place, I knew it would not be long before Gandalf desired to press him for knowledge of the disaster that befell him after the war. You tell Elrond that the wizard also thinks Isildur might know something about Megoldur the elf, whose name appears frequently in the Black Book. Megoldur. Okay, so the Black Book, we found the Black Book when we were in Mordor last time, and so Gandalf is now trying to translate it. So a lot of this is going off of getting knowledge of what's in the Black Book, and to help Gandalf get this history. Okay, Megoldur. I too fought at the siege of Barad-dûr, but I do not remember enough by that name. He cannot have been high in the councils of Gil-galad, Florecita, or I would surely remember him. No, that is unfair. Many were the heroes who fought alongside the last alliance of every kind. Elves, men, Durin's folk, and even some of the Hobolden rose up to oppose the threat of Sauron. I do not claim to know each of these heroes personally. Megoldur may have accomplished some great feat without attribution or something like that. Even if he did not, to perform one's duty without the expectation of glory is still worthy of praise and remembrance. The War of the Last Alliance and the Siege of Barad-dûr that concluded, it ended in victory. Florecita, but there was sorrow too. The cost was high. Even if his memory returns, the Shade of Isildur may not wish to speak of it to us. Let Gandalf gird himself against disappointment if that be so. You should ask Glorfindel if he wishes to accompany us to Tol Send. He also fought at the siege of Barad-dûr and will no doubt be interested in anything the Shade of Isildur might say to us. Okay, so let's talk to Glorfindel. There he is. Alright. And you know what? Let me make some adjustments before I do that. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Okay. Well, anyway. Alright.
Morgul, dear. The name is familiar, but not for any particular deed or duty.
Alright, he was a warrior in Gil-galad's train, I believe, but one of many. I think I sent him to scouting the reaches of Mordor on a number of occasions, but I do not know much else of him. Gandalf thinks the Shade of Isildur may know more. Perhaps, Florecita, perhaps, but something gives me pause. It is Gandalf's desire for knowledge that compels him to pursue this course. He wishes to oppose the will of Karazgar, and he believes that uncovering the secrets of the Black Book of Mordor will prove crucial to that aim. Okay, so Karazar was a bad guy we fought last time, and he got away, basically. But I do not know that I agree. Sometimes knowledge is buried for a reason, and bringing it out into the light of day only serves to reopen wounds once healed, to renew grief once accepted. 3,000 years have passed since the War of the Last Alliance and the Siege of Barad-dûr, but for my people it seems still near. I remember the grief of those years and the hurts we suffered. That can be gained by dwelling upon that. Oh, What can be gained by dwelling upon that sad tale? Sauron was defeated, but at great cost and not forever. Well, I think he was defeated for it. Well, no, back then. Okay. I fear what the Shade might say, Florecita. He was once the son of Elendil, High King of the Númenóreans, but that was long ago. He has spent the centuries since then in darkness, and it must have left its mark upon him. I will go with you in friendship to Tolsan, but I urge you and Gandalf to treat carefully with the Shade, and to guard against sweet-seeming words. He is not what he once was, and I fear Gandalf may let the pursuit of knowledge bind him to that fact. Alright, so also when SSG, the company that makes LOTRO, when they were advertising this new expansion, they were saying that we will assume a character and actually travel back to the Great Alliance during the Second Age and actually fight in that battle. And so I think what we're going to do, we're going to travel back, and I'm just speculating here. I think we're going to travel back and assume this, assume this Magoldir character. That's what I think we're going to be doing. And then go through that story. But we'll see. So we'll meet up with Gandalf, Elrond, and Glorfindel on Tolseed and the Gladfields. Alright, so we gotta go to... see if we can get a stable there. So let me see. Yeah, we gotta go here. And where am I? Up here. Let's see if we go guard.
The Beornings once made safe the Riverlands.
Alright.
We will again.
We'll take the slow route just to see the countryside. I could do swift travel where it just load the screen, but here, we'll just view the country. Oh, only here. Alright. And if anyone's watching, I cannot see any chats or anything the way I had this set up for now. But I'll try and fix that so I do see chats coming up. But right now I can't see anything. Sorry. this a little bit more, and then we'll go across the... Oh, I passed it. Alright. Passed it. Alright, let's get on. Well, let's get on this guy. Why is it doing that? Alright. See if I can safely jump down. LOTRO is very forgiving when it comes to falls. Oh yeah, not even a broken foot. Alright. It would have been nice if we traveled together, but no, just meet us there. Chill breeze disturbs the petals on the aisle of the flowers. Alrighty, so there's the shade. There's Gandalf, Elrond, Glorfindel, and a bunch of others. Let's see.
We must learn what we can from this shade. Let courtesy guide your words.
We are here and must now learn what we can from the shade, as he just said. Let courtesy guide your words, Florecita, for such windows on the past are rare and must be carefully opened, lest they close for good. Alright. Yes.
The bonds of sleep in which I was held have loosened, but some still remain.
Greetings to you and your companions, Florecita. And he just said, the bonds of sleep in which I was held have loosened, and many of them have already fallen away. Oh, did that guy just disappeared? Oh my goodness. Oh no, he just poured it away. Anyway, that shade just disintegrated him. Anyway, that's what you get when you're not courteous. Alright. Alright, the bonds of sleep in which I was held, the man no are falling away. My memory has begun to return to me, but slowly. There are still gaps in my recollection. But know this, if you aid me, I will do what I can to help you in return. I ask for only one thing. I ask for vengeance. Nay, not truly, for the target of my vengeance must be long banished. I ask for peace, for a settled mind. I cannot yet remember the ambush that brought me low and ended the lives of my sons, but I know it was not the work of orcs alone. I was betrayed, and though I cannot see the face of my betrayer, I ask that you help me learn the identity of this traitor. The passage of time has brought him beyond my reach, but I will not rest until I know the reason for his treachery. In that, I will take some comfort and find rest. What say you, friend? You tell the shade you will do what you can to help him. Then my memory is yours, Florecita, and may the empty space of my recollection heal and provide some knowledge that will be of use to you. Alright, let's finish now.
What is it you wish to know?
Okay. You asked the shade about an elf named Mageldir who fought in the last alliance at the end of the Second Age. Was it the last? He responds with a grim laugh. We called it the Great Alliance. It took years to assemble enough soldiers from many different lands, and yet more years spent in fighting. We thought it was the end of the world. It seemed the war would last forever. He falls silent for a time, considering your question. I knew an elf named Mageldir. He befriended my sons, if I remember all right, and fought alongside them during the siege of Barad-dûr. And there was another too, a champion. That's the character we assume, probably. The same as you, who adventured with my sons during the last days of the war. Yes, let me tell you what I remember of this champion, and through those words you may learn something of use concerning Mageldir the elf. But before I tell you this tale, you will first need to recover something. The orcs spent countless years delving into the muck of the Gladden fields, and they brought the things they found to their various camps in the area. Go to the encampment southwest of here and retrieve a weather-stained coffer from within the camp. Its contents will refresh some of my memory, and then I will speak to you of the champion who befriended my sons and was allied with Mageldir the elf. Alright, so we're going to actually assume this champion because you're actually assuming the same race that that you are. So Florecita's a champ, so he's going to assume this champion. Okay, and then I'll tell you about Mageldir. Okay, so let's find this coffer. Alright, let's see. Southwest. Where are we? Right here. Sharky Slaw, that's where we want to go. Alrighty. Oh, I didn't do my Hobbit presents because I want to show the new update on the Hobbit presents because this apparently changed as well. Oh, and look. Shade of Isildur. Okay, anyway. This is really the first time I played in high resolution because my old computer was really old, and I always ran in low resolution just so it could run. But you know, I finally got a proper gaming computer, now I can run in high resolution without lag or stuttering or anything like that. So it's pretty cool. So let's open our Hobbit present, see what we got. All right, so So for Hobbit presents, you get it 1 gold once a week. I opened mine like just a couple days ago, so I opened mine almost a week ago. I have 5 hours left remaining before I can get one. But you could also buy it too if you want to spend the money, but no. Okay, so I go open the silver. Let's see what's up with the silver. Ooh, a little Hobbit there. Basic supplies, 20 virtue XP. Okay. Oh, you've received a gift from Waidu Boffin. Waidu Boffin, okay. Battle Potion of Restoration. Okay, cool. Alright, so okay, right there, battle. There it is. Removes up to 3 diseases. Alright, that's cool. And what's this? Oh, 20 Virtue XP. Select Virtue before use. Yeah, I better check my virtues. Let me see here. Alright, what am I earning? I'm earning justice. Yeah, why not? Alright. Alright. Whee! Alright, let's go kick some more butt and find this coffer. Well, we'll see how I can. I wonder if I have to go over here to enter it, and it's all the way over here or something. But we'll see. We'll go where that. We'll see. We'll go where that ring is. So this is where Isildur got ambushed by the orcs, where he lost the ring, and this is where Smeagol and Deagle found it. I got him. I was trying to drag him over, but I guess I got him already. Alright. Let's see if he's a range attacker as well, for he's going to run over here. There we go. That's what we want. Alright. Alright. So let's go get these guys. Alright, this move here is called Shing Shing. Shing Shing. There we go. There we go. Alright. Some scarring over here, we gotta get that. That. Yeah, see if I can get him down from there. Oh, that's neat. Well, there's a coffer. Not in line of sight. Okay. Oh, Lord. Alright, let's go over here. Alright. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, darn. Okay, I should be able to handle these. Darn it. Oh, no. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Yeah, I'm dead. Darn it. I gotta retreat because there's too many of them. Alright. Alright. Let's see where I'm at. Right here, not too far. Alright. Oh, that's a little high. Get down. Alright. That Alright. Die. Alrighty. Or my red painted skeleton horse. Alright. That's not an alive tree, so we're good. Gotta be careful of those trees. Oh, what the heck is that? What the heck? Oh, I saw him before. Did he just spit at me, or what was that noise? I don't know. Okay, what's this? Yeah, crosswind guarding a vicious boar that stalks the banks of the Andu, searching for suspecting fishermen on which to prey. Well, let's see what his hit point is. He's probably it says solo, I think. Did it say solo? It says solo. We'll see how. Let's see where he's at. Oh, that bores him. Well, no, he moved out of the way. Okay. Let's see where he's at. Nartosk, is that? Oh, there he is. Oh, not too bad. Tusker. Let's try it. I should probably go red line, but oh well. Let's try it anyway. Just me and him, I can do that and do that. There we go. Okay. Cool. Alright, see what I got. Did I get anything? Okay, some stuff. I'll take that. Okay. I got it. Now I'm just surrounded by tuskers. Let's go around them. Retrieve the weather-stained coffer from Sharky's slaw. Now, spoiler, those of you that aren't familiar with the lore, and this was not in the movie, Sharky is actually Saruman, who was the white wizard that went bad and joined forces with Sauron, and he was defeated in the Two Towers, but he was not killed. So he's actually during this time. Okay. There they are. So during this time, he was also he had a band of brigands who was also going into the Shire and going into Breeland and basically trying to take it over. And they called Saruman Sharky, who was the big boss of the brigands, basically. And so So what they don't show you in the movies is actually what the chapter calls Scouring of the Shire, where when Frodo and Sam came home to the Shire, they found it was controlled by brigands, and Saruman was leading them. So I won't tell you how it is. You just gotta read the book if you haven't seen it. So, and probably in the future we'll probably see that in this game. Here we go. All right. Did I pass it? Yeah, I passed it. Huh. I'm just curious as what's down here, that's all. I don't think it's down there. Oops. What did I do? Did I move something? Yeah, well. I think I moved that. Oh well. I should lock these skills, but oh well. Okay. Oh, look at that. Cool. Yeah, that coffer's actually probably just out. I think outside of this. All right. See if I can get out of here before this guy respawns. All right. Yeah, the coffer's somewhere around here. Oh, I gotta redo this. It's my little node tracker. South. There we go. Huh. Where are those guys? See if I could get it without triggering them. Yep. Well, that was easy. Alright, the dented coffers caked in mud, ravaged by the passage of years. Yay. Alright. So now we gotta go back this way. Whee. Oh well. Okay, we drop it off at the sparkly site. There we go. You set the weather-stained coffer down among the flowers. Talk to Elrond. Okay.
This is very interesting.
Florecita. The half-orcs must have pulled this chest from the mud as they scoured the Gladden fields for treasure. Elrond opens the lid of the coffer and examines the items within. Old pieces of equipment, small trinkets, and time-worn artifacts of unknown value. These things no doubt possess some meaning for their owner, Elrond continues, but to the orcs they would have seemed of little worth. The chest must have remained in the mud of the Gladden fields, forgotten and ignored for many years. Talk to the Shade of the Isildur. Alright.
There was one such as you who befriended my sons. and fought alongside the Great Alliance.
I like that voice. I think that voice is cool. Alright. I told you there was a champion who befriended my sons, yes, one such as you, and who fought with the Great Alliance at the siege of Barad-dûr. This box contained all of his possessions. Possessions. Oh, these are my possessions. Okay. Well, his possessions. Anyway, after the war, he came north with us on that doomed road and died there. Oh, he died. He came north. So he died in the ambush. That's too bad. Okay. But I could say much of his story before its ending, and you may learn something worth knowing of Megaldir. As I speak to you of times long past, you are welcome to take as a reward whatever items you will. He was a champion, the same as you, and he would be pleased for his possessions to be once again of service in the fight against evil. Take a close look at these memories of the Great Alliance, and I will speak to you of the siege of Barad-dûr. Use the memories of the Great Alliance and be transported to Mordor besieged, Second Age. Okay, cool. After Dagorland, the Great Alliance... I didn't quite read that. After the Great Alliance threw down the Black Gate and marched into Mordor. Okay. So we go here into this coffer here. Memories of the Great Alliance. So let's see what goes on. Ooh. So basically it's me, but it's not me. Alright. See, this is a dynamic layer, which means it's actually a layer on top of the same area, but it's it's kind of like having two areas on top of each other. So there's also a Dagorland in present day as well. Let me see. Oh, cool. Alright, let's see what's going on. Talk to Antimo and Dingarth, Mordor besieged. Alright, let's see what this is. Deep bestowed. Exploring Mordor besieged, 1 of 15. Alright.
You there! Listen to me, for this is urgent.
It cannot wait. Okay, I'm listening.
King Isildur plans to return to Dingarth in order to inspect the defenses.
Okay. Yes, as a master of fortifications, the responsibility falls to me to ensure that the king is satisfied by the state of them. But that is no easy task, for Dingarth was the first encampment reconstructed after the Alliance pushed through the ruins of the gate 7 years gone. It has been repeatedly assailed by the forces of Sauron and rebuilt anew following the worst of the assaults. Isildur rules Gondor with his brother Anarion at the behest of their father, the High King, and there is no end to the worries upon which they must dwell as the siege drags on. King Isildur would not trouble to return to Dingarth if he thought our business here unimportant. He must know, as I do, that if the forward positions of the Alliance are pushed back, Dingarth will become our only foothold in the Black Land. To face defeat after such cost of lives and years would be impossible to bear. So I ask you to gather wood and stone from around Dingarth and patch up the fortifications. You will impress King Isildur with the sweat of your brow, and I shall impress him with my foresight and my leadership. Look too for resting soldiers and get them moving. To see such sluggards lazing about would surely offend the king's eyes. Go then and see these tasks done. Alright. I only collect 3 wood, 3 stone, get resting soldiers, 6 of those. Okay. Let's see what we get. Alright. Well, it's better than what I have. Alright. Oh, I did not accept
King
it.
Isildur plans to return to
Yes.
Dingarth in order to inspect the defenses.
Okay, accept. I'll grab some water. Alright. Wood. Alright. And let's see. There's a guy over here with a quest. Put that away. Squire of Isildur.
Prepare for battle!
Alright, this is embarrassing, friend. The siege has dragged on for so long that Dingarth is no longer in the center of the fighting. The war continues further to the further to the east. We have seen fewer and fewer soldiers within these walls, but ours is still a strategic fortification and must be occupied. The attention of the commanders lies elsewhere, however, and some small things have gone neglected. What are these small things? Well, some of the provisions have spoiled, and the meat we kept here at Dingarth has rotted. We do not need for our soldiers to be sickened by turned meat. Go and search the provisions for any which has gone bad and dispose of it. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, just wasting food there. Alright. Alright, what else? What's this? Resting soldier. How dare you rest? Yes. What's the hurry anyway? Yeah. If you don't want my tapping foot in your behind, you will get up, man.
King Amroth has sent a list of various items needed at the encampment.
Alright, the name is Skirfear, I guess. Keep track of supplies here in Dingarth. It keeps me busy enough. And as he said, King Amroth has sent a list of various items needed at the encampment, etched in Idil. If you are heading that way, perhaps you can take them with you. And if not, well, I can find someone else, but I will not be happy about it. I know you are going that way. If not today, then tomorrow. Look, do me a favor, will you? I can show you where to look to find everything that Amroth needs. Alright, gather the supplies. Alright, sure. Yep. Alright. Good thing I have big pockets. Right, alright. Yeah, I think he's the only elf with the beard. Anyway.
I have orders for you, soldier.
I have no war, but I am not a warrior. No, I have always been and always will be a builder and a sailor of ships, and yet the call to war must be heeded, so I brought to the Great Alliance my skills as a healer and a bringer of wisdom. I have seen more injuries. Oh yeah, alright, you get that soldier up and going. Alright, let me see here. I have seen more injured soldiers of late, a greater number than I am accustomed to treating at once. You have some skill tending to the wounded. That is good. I ask you to collect some salves and see to these injured soldiers. Your assistance will be greatly appreciated by both healers and healed alike. Alright. Yes. So in present day, he is actually watching the ships that sends the elves off to the Undying lands, actually. What is that? Oh, salves. Where's the salve? Alright. Start white page. Lost lore of the Great Alliance. Yep, we found the page of a journal, Stark White, in contrast to the Battlestar. Plain of Gorgoroth. Perhaps you can find other pages in Mortal Siege and complete the story.
They sought to discourage him, but he would not be daunted. And so, though it pained them, Elrond and Círdan both came forward.
Oh, it's not Círdan, it's Círdan. Yes. Alright, Círdan, the shipwrecked. Resting soldier. Yeah. You better be careful of my foot, man. Soldiers until I find all the salves, I guess. There's one more over here. There he is, resting again. Man, these guys. There we go. Start white page.
Through smoke and blood we pressed, but against Mordor's gates, even the Great Alliance broke like waves upon the strand.
Here's the great gate of Mordor, the Black Gate. Too far away.
It was upon the battle plain of Dagorlad, where for months we had spent our blood against the enemy, that at last I understood the Elven King's power.
Can't open it. Alright. Let's see what's up this way. Let's check. Maybe I went the right way. There's the south. Right next to a wounded soldier. Okay. Now we tend to the wounded soldiers. Alright. later quest. Alright. Yeah, poor soldiers. I mean, they're wounded and I'm stepping on them. Alright.
Prepare for battle.
Okay, don't have access to these yet, but once I find them, then I'll have access to use an automated horse there to get there.
If I perish, who will mourn for me?
Okay, the march from Dingarth, is that how you pronounce Dingarth? To Adambel has become a sad one, and yes, my eyes well up just to think on it. The bodies of our friends and fellow soldiers are strewn about the battlefields, for none have taken the time to give them proper burial. What haste can there be when our siege has lasted for so long and shows no sign of stopping? We must honor them and show that they are remembered and died not in vain. The war has taken its toll, yet we keep fighting. Let us give them proper burials. We must take the time for that at least, or we are no better than the orcs. Okay. Alright, so where am I at? Okay, I got more stuff over this way.
The battlefield calls to us on this day.
Did your skill at healing prove up to the challenge and the wounded begin to recover? Good. I am glad to hear their injuries fade and their spirits improve. Let not the skipped years go to waste during the years of the siege. Alright. have a supply right here. Anyway. Okay, bring the supplies to Amroth and etch it in Ethel. Okay. Do that later. Alright, close. Okay. Where are we at? Says there's one right here. There it is. South. Come on. All ready to use. There we go. There too. Nope. Alright, what's that? Removing raw preserving provisions. There's gotta be some more around here. I wonder what that is. Oh, okay. Oh, that's neat. Jador Amoth. Third Age? Okay. Interesting. That's to go to present day, I guess. Hiding behind a tent. Okay, one more. Maybe behind this tent. There it is, behind that tent. And I went to the back. Oh, here we go.
Prepare for battle!
You are sure that you have disposed of all the spoiled food? Good, good. I understand that orcs have been known to feast on spoiled and rotten meat, but that is not something Sildar would allow for his own soldiers, and as his esquire, I've taken it upon myself to see that they do not have to do so. That was a lot of spoiled food, friend. Do we have any provisions at all left in Dingarth? We will need to do something about that. Well, yeah, something to think about.
Listen well to my orders.
All right, I will. Our store of provisions is now quite low. Well, yeah, we destroyed all the food, but anyway. And we will need additional food here at Dingarth, as well as on the front line. In order to meet these demands, we must hunt for food, but the small animals of Gondor and Ithilien are not large enough to provide enough meat for our armies. We need an animal with more meat on its bones, and the great beast that is the Sulak of Mordor will provide the nourishment our soldiers require. Go forth and hunt the Sulak in the king's land of Erendor. Okay. Let's find some Sulaks. Sulokil. What the heck? How could I pronounce Sulak out of that? Sulokil. Alright, let's see here. And that's all over here. Alright. Also where I have to repair fortifications, I believe. Let me see here. Those are the same color. Hold on a second. Yeah, day at Dingarth. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let's change that color. See if white. Yeah. Okay, so I only need to be in that to read. Alright, gotta do that one first before going. Okay, while waiting repair. Yeah. Alright, the wife needs me. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see.
You improved the defenses. Good. Good, and just in time.
Alright, I have received word that patrol Borgs has been spotted to the south, leaving the encampment of Mok Shapat. If we don't do something about them, and at once King Isildur will be most aggravated. Your work here is not yet done. Hurry to the south and slay the orc band before the king comes to Dingarth. Okay, so defeat orcs. Okay, we will do that. Yep, let's follow the road south. attacking. Okay. Okay, there he is. There he is. Alright. This way. There's a Sulak. Alright, let's go get him. Kind of like a Triceratops. Oh, that guy's gone. Okay. That's what happened. Alright. Alright. Well, at least they're in all one place. Let's see if I can take on two. I guess I only killed 3. Alright. Bury the body. For both. Counts for both of us. Alright. Where am I going now? Alright. Body over here. south. There he is. Investigate the sound of Orc's voices far to the sound of them deep over there. And then this is where the fallen have. So let's. Alright, let's go back this way. Savings for others. Last one over here. Alright, I'll be back. Gotta go do something. I'll be right back.
Mic off. Mic on. Mic feedback off. Mic feedback on. Mic off. Powering off. Powering on. Mic off. Powering off. Powering on. Mic off. Charging battery. Powering off. Powering on. Mic off.
Alright, hello? Testing?
Charging battery. Mic on. Mic feedback off. Mic feedback on.
Okay. Hello? Testing? Okay. We'll try that. Alright. Mic tap. My headphones temporarily, well, they ran out of battery, so I got to plug the cord in. But, alright. Let's see how we go. Okay. Quest ready to advance. Alright. So, body slave. Proper burial. And you know that this small toil will have a great effect upon the morale of the soldiers who still live and fight for the Great Alliance. Okay. Investigate the sound. Okay. Okay. That's all I have left, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, investigate the sound. Alright, let's investigate the sound. Check my stuff. Stone abraded. Sure. Sure. No. Sure. What's this? Deer. An elf stands among the bodies of a slain orc raiding party. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He took on 6. All by his lonesome. Quest actions available. Let's see what these are. Dark totems. Okay, we'll probably end up doing that. Burn slot piles. Okay. Let's see what this guy says.
I am afraid you have come too late to join the festivities, friend.
Talk to Antamo at Dingarth. I am afraid you have come too late to join the festivities, friend. These orcs thought to do some mischief to the Alliance, but they were neither stealthy nor clever enough to escape my notice. Because you are just an awesome elf, aren't you? They felt the bite of my blade and did not like it. Well, I guess not. I mean, they keeled over and died, so... Yep, I am called Megaldeer, and my sword is Orfidel, the Rising Star. Well, my sword is called the Courser Slayer's older brother. So, that's my sword name. So, anyway. Wielded at the command of Gilgalad, and it has proven the undoing of orcs and evil men for the long years of this siege. My errand today was to scout the southern reaches and report discovery of anything suspicious, but if I suspect anything now, it is that these orcs should have known better than to come this far west. Even after these long years of siege, they still test the encampments of both men and elves, probing for weaknesses. If they think we will relax our guard, they are mistaken, and we will prove it ever so. It was a pleasure to meet you, friend. Return now to Dingarth and relay word of this orc raiding party to whichever leader there has the command. Yes, these orcs have come to the end of their raiding days and will trouble us no further. Okay, so we'll talk to Tomo at Dingarth. Alrighty. We'll do this first. Because we'll probably have to come back after we talk to Tomo anyway. So let's see what's going on. See.
What can you say of the orcs? Dead?
Good, but it does not matter. Otamo scowls and clenches his fist. Sildur has chosen not to come to Dingarth. Aw, man. This was my opportunity to impress the King of Gondor with my maintenance of the defenses, and now it has come to naught. I spoke of Dingarth's importance to the Great Alliance, but it seems Sildur does not agree after all. Instead of a personal visit, he has sent his sons to assess the defenses. His sons only. They can bestow neither land nor title, not while their father lives. Bah! Alright, so I get one of these. Okay. So, yep, I'll take that. Finish now.
This disrespect cannot stand!
Wear the hat. See how the hat looks. Oh, that's a neat looking hat. Cool. Alright. This disrespect cannot stand. If the king chooses not to meet with me himself, well, I shall extend him the same discourtesy by not meeting with the sons he sent in his steed. Are you kidding me? You meet with them, champion. I find myself otherwise engaged and cannot spare the time to meet with 3 unproven stripling sons of the king, though they be. One of them stands yonder. Do you see him? He is to the northeast, dressed in green. See what he wants, and why his father could not why his father could not deign to visit us himself. Talk to one of the Sildur son at Dingarth. Alright, but before I do that, I'm going to bring the meat to Otar. Let me see here. Where is Otar? Maybe over here. Where is that? That's one of the sons. Not yet. Where's Otar? Maybe this way. There he is.
We fight for a better day.
Yes, this meat will do nicely, and there is certainly a great deal of it. Your hunting skills are commendable. I shall have the meat cured and brought to the front line as soon as possible, and the soldiers will dine on sulak steak. Yeah, sulak steak. It will be a fine change for them, and they will toast our names in thanks.
A task for you, soldier.
Alright. Thinking about those days quite drove another important matter from my mind. What would Isildur say? He would not be happy about it, I will tell you that much. Scouts have learned something of great importance for the men at Danville, and the details of it are contained in this missive. See that it is delivered to Irtur and Danville as quickly as you can. I'm counting on you. Collect the missive. Alright. Oh, there's a missive. I hope this is not a timed quest. Nope. Yeah, we'll do that. Missive of tactical importance should be what? Delivered to Amdil at once. Well, yeah, I'll bring it to him later. Let's see what else. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, we gotta go to there. Okay. Okay, and then the dark totems. Lost Lord. Okay. So I'm gonna call it for a night for now. And I don't know when I'll continue. Maybe tomorrow, maybe not. But but you know, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead, hit the notification, maybe even subscribe. That way it'll tell you when I start streaming again. And you know, if not, that's fine too. You know. So alright, so I'll call it a night. Have a good night, everyone.